Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Freedom Friday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, compassion, tolerance, and understanding for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. But if you do miss a show, but I don't understand why you would ever do that. But if it just happened to occur, you can find us online at tglradioshow.com. That is tglradioshow.com. You can find us on all social media platforms. That is at TGL Radio Show. At TGL Radio. See, I usually add the .com like on accident because I just say it so much. But nonetheless, please go there, check out our shows, our podcast, learn a little bit about who we are, some of the co-hosts, and buy a shirt. Yes, right there on the TGL gear, you can buy a shirt. I have mine on today. You can look like me. We have a host of Lee. I actually have a shirt on the printing press for you, so you will have it next week. I know you felt left out, but I will have it for you next week, I promise. So make sure you go online right now to tglradioshow.com and get your shirts today. Does anyone know what tomorrow is? Do you know what tomorrow is? I know I can't sing, but nonetheless, I held the tune for a little while. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. And with the Good Life Radio Show, y'all know on Freedom Friday, I like to open your mind. I like to pour into your spirit, and I like to, leave you with something to think about. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are not going to leave you hanging. I have Ariane, I knew I was going to do it. I have Ariane Jolly of Hype Academy. She will be here for the second segment and for the remainder of the show, so make sure you stay tuned. How are we educating our children? I know that's a conversation you all love to have, so make sure you stay tuned to the show. And of course, I said, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Veterans Day, so I have two special guests in the studio with me today. I have Kenneth Lewis. He is the Sales and Marketing Director for Veteran Staffing, or Sales and Marketing? Okay, yes. Sales and marketing. Sorry, I was giving. Look, claim it. We're here on The Good Life. I'm giving you a promotion, and you don't want to even accept it. And we have Marlon Favright, who is the project manager of Veteran Staffing. So I'm really excited about this show. We have a theme each and every week for you, because I know y'all don't listen, but you're going to listen from now on. You can tell everybody, you know, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to do that. We have a theme for each and every week, and this week has been receiving. And so many times, unfortunately, we don't receive our veterans when they come back home the way that they should be, with the love and the open arms, and just really understanding that our life of being a civilian is a lot different than their everyday military life, and it is absolutely a transition that they go through. So to go from working every day and have be super regimented, and then to come back maybe stateside or whatever it may be, and then not have that same regimen, can really be difficult for our veterans. And so we are very glad that you are here this morning with Veteran Staffing and Recruiting Services. So thank you, gentlemen, for being here. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
So can y'all give me a little bit about exactly what the staffing service does and what it's about, and then, I'm just going to grill you.
Okay, well, Veteran Staffing, we're MBE, DBE certified business here. Hello, somebody.
Yes.
Talk to me now.
Yes, I used to do that.
Yes, right here in the New Orleans area. And we staff veterans and regular civilians in the area. Of course, we know the unemployment rate is really high. So basically what we do is we partner with different businesses, not only here in the state and in the city, but also throughout the country to get jobs and bring jobs to veterans and folks in need of work.
And right now is such a vital time. It really is. You see in different communities the ups and downs, and honestly the inequalities in people of color, being out of work. So to have these opportunities, and I love what you said. You do gear toward veterans, but it is open to civilians as well.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Definitely, and what we want to do more than anything else is, of course, we see it every day. We're walking throughout the city. We see poverty throughout the whole entire city. Folks on the corner, especially our veterans, looking for jobs.
Yes.
So, we're looking at partnering with different people throughout the city. Of course, there's a number of projects going on. The Sewage and Water Board project obviously is a big one. The VA and a few other ones, and just getting in with those different contractors. Developing relationships with those folks and trying to get jobs for our veterans.
So, Kenneth, I'm going to switch it over to you really quickly, and if y'all have to give you the short version of how I met this gentleman. I was at a birthday party for my sister Tara, and so we were leaving, and one of the gentlemen that worked there was like, I want you to meet this gentleman, and so it was with regard to my son, go figure. But when he gave me his card, it actually did not match. It didn't match up with exactly what we were discussing. But I do not believe in coincidences, and for you all who listen to me every day, I'm just letting you know there are none. So I looked at this gentleman's card, and his name was Kenneth Lewis. That's my son's middle name entirely. The Lewis is just spelled different. So I was like, obviously, I'm supposed to talk to you. We're supposed to connect. There's something we're supposed to do. So I'm really glad to have you here on the show today. So
glad to be here.
Yeah, so give me a little bit about exactly what you do for sales and marketing for veteran staffing.
Well, I was brought on basically to reach out to the oil and gas community as to do with hiring veterans to work in oil and gas, knowing that the oil and gas was moving a little slow, but I was sent out to some of the river parishes to kind of open the door and grow that area. So I like the fact of actually helping veterans, because some people talk about helping veterans, but don't actually know how, or maybe fall by the wayside. But this was a company that impressed me with how they vigorously went after jobs for veterans.
Well, I've been impressed with everything that I have found. And if someone is interested, where can they go online? Where can they call? How can they connect with you literally today? I mean, not during the show, just do it on break, y'all. But how can they connect with you today so they can reach out? Because somebody knows somebody that knows somebody. There's only 6 degrees of separation in New Orleans. Y'all know it's 1, maybe 2. And so there is someone that we know that is in need of these services. Someone who, or is, going to be retiring soon, or is retired, or who has fallen on bad luck, or whatever the situation may be. Somebody knows somebody, and they need these services. And we want to make sure that we reach out to our veterans. We let them know how much we appreciate them, and let them have that feeling of service right here, back at home.
They can go to recruitaveteran.com. That's recruitaveteran.com, all one word, and everything is pretty much self-explanatory on the site. They can click on staff to fill out one of our full applications, and they can also say that there's 2 boxes, red boxes on the site. They can click on the one that say looking for work, and they'll see a list of our positions that's there available on the site. And if they fit the mold, they can fill out an application, and the project manager will get with them.
That is amazing. So that's one side of the coin, but I know there's another side of the coin. Our companies, our large corporations, and even small businesses, medium-sized businesses, large businesses, corporations. Everyone can support our veterans in this manner. Correct?
Absolutely.
So who are we? Who we have a corporation who are listening, and even governmental agencies. I mean, y'all play around, but I know y'all listen to WBOK. Y'all listen to The Good Life each and every day, and so there's someone in their recruiting offices, in their HR, and they're like, what, we need to get on board with this. And I'm telling y'all, it's The Good Life. They're so regimented. They're some of the best employees or partners that you could have, or even contractors. Make sure we reach out for so many different areas. So if there is a corporation who is listening, a public entity, a school district, whatever you are, how can they contact you as well?
Well, they could call the office 504-304-3817, and anyone there that'll answer the phone, they'll help them get connected. But by all means, reach out in any way, via internet, via the phone number I just gave you. But our veterans need to work, and we'd be glad to partner up with that business.
So go online right now at recruitaveteran.com,
yes.
recruitaveteran.com. Did you hear me? Do I need to repeat it one more time? I think I'm going to repeat it one more time for you. That is recruitaveteran.com. You can give them a call at 504-304-3817. That is 504-304-3817. With Veterans Day tomorrow, we want to make sure that we support our veterans, let them know how much we appreciate them. They literally give their lives, their time to us. Have you ever really understood the sacrifices that their families make as well? When they go abroad, obviously the family and the kids aren't going with them, so the distance, it all plays a role, and we really want them to understand and really feel, how genuine we are, that we appreciate them. So when they come back, we want them to know that they have a place at home, and especially, we're talking about right here in Louisiana and New Orleans, but everywhere. And so with that being said, I want to turn it a little bit around to, I know y'all are in touch with a lot of our veterans. What are the needs or conversations that you hear from them, dealing with them on a regular basis?
Well, all of our veterans have this unique skill set. Adaptation. They learn to adapt to anything. So that in itself should be a great asset to any firm that hires them. We hear that they just don't get the opportunities to work and earn a living. They're prideful people. They don't want to be handed anything. They just want the opportunity. So we're here to unlock the door and open the door for them.
Wow, that is amazing. Unlock the door and open the door. So, Marlon, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've come from professional football. I played.
Really, I can't tell.
You can't really tell. I'm kind of
y'all got to watch us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I cannot tell.
Right. So even though it's a different entity, the parallels are there. Playing pro ball, you had to be on time. You have to be very efficient, and that's the cool thing about veterans. They come from structure. They come from time management, lots of structure, right? Protecting the country.
Right.
So they work out, and our clients, they really love the veterans because time management, as I mentioned, is already there. They already have the structure, the discipline in the workforce. So they make really great employees as well. So another big thing too is they pick up so many different skills in the services. Some guys were military police in the services, so they may go into the security realm. Some guys dealt with welding and rigging and different industrial positions in the service, so they fall right in. But it's just like Kenneth mentioned, adapting to regular society. It's like you're getting thrown out of, trust me, I can attest to this, being in the pro ball and just having to just jump right into. Luckily for veteran staffing, it was an easy position for me to come right into. So I feel the veterans out here. So when you see them on the corner with the signs up saying "Feed a Vet," they just trying to adjust to not being in
the transition is not easy. We can say whatever we want, but we have been living in luxury. Whether you have had, been struggling to rob Peter to pay Paul, didn't have this on or that on, their transition is a lot different, and it's something we literally can't even understand. So we talk about it all the time on The Good Life, opening your mind to living differently in the world, and that's what I want you to do, and reflect on how much our veterans do for us each and every day, and make sure that if you have a business, offer, call them, say, what, I have this opening coming up, can you, search something and, create a connection for me, whatever it may be. Or even if you don't have something now, let me just get your information. So when I do have something that comes up, or if you see somebody who fits this criteria, can you send them over to me? Whatever it looks like, please reach out to this service. And again, you can find them online at recruitofveteran.com. It is very simple, y'all. Recruitofveteran.com. Give them a call at 504-304-3817. That is 504-304-3817. I am in the studio with Kenneth Lewis, their sales and marketing, and Marlon Favorite. Did I say that?
Favorite. It's spelled favorite, like your favorite TV show to watch. Gotcha. Your favorite show.
So I was trying to spell it the way that I say it. Marlon Favorite, their project manager. So Marlon, you said when someone reaches out to you, project manager responds. What does that process look like when you respond to a veteran?
Well, what happens is the first thing I do is I ask them what are their skill sets. I get them to turn in a resume so we can start floating it around. Sometimes the guys may not have certain things like a TWIC card or an OSHA 10 card to get on different sites.
And those are the safety cards and the go to the port and stuff.
Correct.
I know a little something.
You thought
you were dealing with somebody else. You didn't know it's the good life.
Hello, it's the good life.
Yes.
Yep. So that's the process with that, and then we go to our clients and potential clients and say, hey, we have this particular person. They have experience in this field, that field, whether it's construction, reconstruction, industrial, as Kenneth mentioned earlier, oil and gas, and we start pairing from there. Now, vets get first preference. Again, if we don't have a veteran that's there, we look to the civilian who may have picked up a trade after school, high school,
Gotcha.
college, and looking for some work.
Gotcha. I'm just sitting here, and it's just falling on my spirit so much because, you know, these services are so greatly needed. And, you know, unfortunately, it's only sometimes during, you know, this time of year, and you're nodding your head, that we, you know, remember our veterans. And I know it is November 11th, but recently they have spread it out to the entire month of November. But we would like to spread it to the entire year and make sure that we really create this connection. So, because we don't want anyone to be on the corner, you know, saying that they're a veteran. I'm like, you did so much for our country. You know, we want to make sure that we are there for you. And so what type of offerings do you have? Because I'm looking right here at the brochure, and they say they have temporary staffing, temporary to permanent staffing, direct hire. So you have different type of options,
Different
because some
options
people
for-
may not be
right.
ready for like a permanent job.
Exactly. So we try to cover the realm, just getting them in. You know, sometimes if you get a temporary worker in, he or she proves that that they have a skill set or could adapt to whatever you're doing, and you end up hiring them permanently. Or if you're on a temporary contract, you end up calling this person back when you get other contracts. So we don't care. We want to get them to work. We want to get them to work. And anybody that'll help, we'll partner with them.
Well, we are ready to do that as a Good Life radio show, and right here at WOK, I'm vouching right here on air that whenever you have something or needs, please let us know when you have, you know, a connection or something that you need and you want to get it out to the, you know, the listening audience. Please just contact me and I will be your partner. This is near and dear to my heart, and so I really would love to help in any way that I can. And again, you know, any veteran or any civilian, or, you know, our businesses, our business community, our school systems, our corporations, our public entities, whatever, our government agencies, whatever it is, you know, we want to make sure that we partner and we create these connections. So you can do that online at recruitofveteran.com, recruitofveteran.com. You can call them today at 504-304-3817. That is 504-304-3817. Gentlemen, we have about 2 minutes left, so I just wanted to ask you, how has it been fulfilling? It is the good life, and so, you know, this is one of my last questions. Sometimes, you know, what does the good life look like to you, having worked in that environment and seeing, you know, some of the struggles that our veterans go through?
Well, I'm a true believer that our rent here on earth, our service to others is our rent here on earth. So when I retired from the game of football, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to jump into. Outside of broadcasting as well, so we're colleagues in that area as well. That's cool, pretty cool, definitely. But just to help people, and it's fulfilling to me because I have an opportunity to utilize the resources that we have over here at Veteran Staffing to help the next person get a job, especially around the holiday times. You have your family you're dealing with and stuff like that. So it takes a lot of pressure, especially, you know, for men or single women who are trying to provide and looking for work, and there's no opportunity. So just getting someone a job is very fulfilling and a blessing.
Okay, I know you said you were on radio, so now you got to tell me what you did, because now I'm nosy.
Okay.
I told you before, I said don't tell me, so tell me now.
Okay, so I'm with LSUsports.net, LSU Network Sports Radio. So we do the pre-games for LSU and post games, and I also do ESPN New Orleans as well.
That's what's up. So when can we listen? When can we tune in?
Okay, so I'm on the Sports Hangover with Gus Cattengell on 100.3 FM every Monday between 2 and 3. And tomorrow LSU takes on Arkansas, so we'll be on to early games. So
that'll be interesting.
Broadcasting on 8:70 a.m. At 9 a.m. and then post game probably somewhere around like 3.
So I'm going to tune in and be like, yo, I know Marlon. He was in my hot seat.
And I have a new show to listen to now.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Beautiful.
And that's what it's all about. It's about partnering. And we're creating those right here on The Good Life for each and every one out there. So please go online right now to recruitofveteran.com, recruitofveteran.com, and give them a call today at 504-304-3817. That's 504-304-3817 in honor of Veterans Day. But not just that day, every day of the year. We want to make sure we remember them. So we are going to take a quick break because because Lee's requiring me to do it. But nonetheless, I do want to thank Kenneth and Marlon for being here with Veteran Services again. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with Ariane Jalla of Hype Academy. She's not it. I got it right. We are going to get hype on the other side because we're talking about receiving. How do our children receive information? How do they learn? How do we respond to that? Do we guide them by the way we think they should learn, or do we listen to their needs? We're going to get into all of that on the other side of the break, so make sure you stay tuned, y'all. It's a good life. We'll be right back. We are live per Facebook and Instagram, but we are not live on air.
That's interesting because I left the school system a couple years ago because
Really?
I didn't agree with how they were handling our kids.
I got stories for y'all.
For the last 7 years, I was the dean.
Wow.
So I was the mean guy, but I never spoke to him.
You're not
louder
mean.
than this. I never spoke to him louder than this. So, I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it'll be a
Stick
very
around-
interesting
stick around
conversation.
and listen,
I love to get into, just all different topics. And if you're not familiar with the show, which I don't know why, but now you are, because you're going to be lifetime listeners.
I'm about to follow you right now.
Yes, now you're going to be lifetime listeners. We choose a theme for every week, and then we do it, we break it down from different perspectives. So I have Motivation Monday, Relationship Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, Gumbo Talk Thursday, and Freedom Friday. And I have different co-hosts for every day. Freedom Friday is generally where I kind of give a little bit about myself, but since it had Veterans Day, I gave my segment to y'all because I just really thought it was important. Yes, you're welcome. They did not get my 2 cents this week because, no, I'm just playing, but true story. Yes, that's me. So, and we just break it down. So I am very spiritual. We have Pastor Henry Bolden, who's on with me on Monday. My first segment, I break down what the week looks like. I have him. He does really motivation. He gets you with a nugget of information, and then I'll interview a business. I like to know how people got to where they are. Everybody has a story. Somebody can learn from your struggle or your breakthrough. You know what I mean?
You
Right.
have to bring on Stan Schofield.
Oh, connect me. Wait, let me
Sure
give you my card. And so I love to, then we have Relationship Tuesday. I have a clinical psychologist, and I have a relationship therapist, and I have some comedians that come on maybe like once a month, but just kind of give it a little different flair. Yep. But no, but there's one to share. And so, we have those conversations from, interpersonal relationships to, one-on-one, family dynamic, just all kind of stuff. Wellness Wednesday, I have my life coach. She's from Atlanta, but she calls in every Wednesday. I have a 6th-degree black belt, Taekwondo. Yes, don't mess with him because he got my back. He's on Bashan's Jordan every Wednesday. Okay. And then I interview someone that is doing something in wellness, whether it be medical, whether it be...
I just met somebody...
whatever it may
be. She owns a yoga studio.
Oh, really? Okay, exactly.
Instagram, too?
Yeah. Everything is at TGL Radio Show. Literally everything. And then we have 2 minutes, but I want to make sure she gets in here. So I'll finish telling y'all. And then Gumbo Talk Thursday is kind of like The View. We have like the ladies kind of.
Yeah,
but we talk about all kind of stuff because it may be ladies talking, but females' issues are family issues. And so, and I truly believe in supporting the guys. You can't be just knocking them down. Then Freedom Fridays, where we open our mind, we drop our bags, we walk into our freedom, our passion, and our purpose.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I love your energy.
Yes.
Well, it's a pleasure meeting you. I'm going to come on again.
Yes. I wanted to get a picture with y'all, but we talk too much. Can we take one quick?
Sure.
Which one? You can send either one. I can switch it around either way.
Want you to stand behind you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the main reason.
You want to take a selfie and then text it to me? Since my phones are on live. Hey, y'all, we're live.
We are live.
I'm taking a picture.
Oh, shit.
You want to take a picture real quick? Oh, we got 1 minute. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I got to get this phone around my neck. I feel like I'm being choked. Okay, sorry.
You ain't gonna do that.
Thank you. You can text it to that number you have. I got new, you can go in front of me. I got new
give me a call.
headphones, and I'm just like,
All right.
they cool on the head, but around the neck, I feel like I have a neck break.
Yeah, right.
I know, it looks like I'm like, good morning, y'all. How are you? You want to do me a favor? Shut the door. Thank you. Good morning, my dear. How are you? Y'all see Ariana? You know what I'm asking you to do?
Swipe.
There. And just swing the mic. Yep, there you go. So I want to make sure, because then we can do both and not have to swing back and forth. Can we do it like that? Nope. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Freedom Friday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion for ourselves and hopefully everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. But you never have to miss a show. Why? Because you can always go on tglradioshow.com. That is tglradioshow.com. You can catch up with your shows. You can share them. You can podcast them. You can watch them live. You can see what I have on that day. What do I have on today? I have on my Good Life Radio tee. Don't think I wear the same one every day. I do have multiples.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. And that voice is Ariane Jala. She is an author, educator, and speaker. And she is with Hype Academy. And I'm so excited to have her here because I was like, nope, can't talk to you before because I got so much to say about this topic. She is an educator at heart and, of course, author and speaker. I have her book in front of me. It is Teach Your Own Kid. Teach Your Own Kid. Schools can't do it alone. Lord have mercy. No, they can't. And I want to thank God for you and your message. This week has been about receiving, and so how our children receive information is so vital. It's so vital, number one, to understand how our children are receiving information and realize that each child is different. Every child does not fit in this cookie cutter mold, and just because you send them to one school because you like the school does not mean that teaching style is going to fit with them.
Absolutely.
And we really need to, I don't know how do people do that, because parenting, we learn it as we go, and that's how our parents did it. We thought they were perfect, and then I realized I know I'm not perfect, so I know, so we're learning as we go. But pay attention to our children's styles, because so many times we just want them to conform. Sit there, be quiet, and do what I tell you to do.
Yes.
Well, like we were talking earlier when I was talking about the shift, children aren't like that. They aren't, and they have their own little minds and their own little levels of creativity, and we want to really pour into them so that can grow. So I'm glad to have you in the studio with me today, and give us a little bit about what Hype is about, and then I'm going to start just asking you all my questions because I'm so happy to have you in the hot seat.
I'm happy to be in the hot seat. Thank you so much for having me, Eileen. I appreciate it. Hype, of course, Hype Academy. Hype stands for Helping Young People Excel. And Hype, we've been around for February of the 7 years in New Orleans.
That's a lucky
East.
number.
Yeah. 7 years in New Orleans East, and it started, of course, I'm a teacher by certification, by education. I have an undergrad and master's in education, and I've always wanted to be a teacher since I can remember, since about 4th grade. And went into the school system, long story short, went into the school system and was very disillusioned by what I saw. And Hype is the result of that. So Hype was born out of the frustration that I found as a teacher in the school system. And I thought that if my husband and I could put a program together where we could really reach the kids that truly were being left behind, because that was the big, that was the buzz cliche in those days, leaving no child behind. And we truly felt like we could make a small dent in that through Hype Academy. So we started with our summer program and after school program, and then we, a semester later, opened our homeschool, and still going. And still going.
Yeah. Blessed, girl. You are blessed. And so you can find them online at hypeacademy.com. That is hypeacademy.com. But I have to ask you.
Sure.
What were you disillusioned about?
Ooh.
Yeah, girl, I'll jump into it because I have been in that same situation. Yeah. I just want to know if our thought processes, link up.
Yeah, I'm disillusioned about overall so many things. Of course, the symptoms, all of the symptoms, the teachers who weren't really teaching necessarily, who were just there surviving. because of course I started teaching pre-Katrina when teachers were tenured and had those secure positions, or what we perceived to be secure positions, because the union was strong, and they couldn't. These were the teachers who would come in and they would look, as long as you don't bother me, look, just do what you do and let me sit at my desk and do what I do. So of course that was still happening in the school system when I started teaching in 2001, 2001. And so disillusioned by colleagues that were not necessarily truly invested in the kids, disillusioned by parents who were not truly invested in the kids, and disillusioned by a system that preferred that we just kind of check the box and not really pay attention to the individual needs of the kids. So we were busy, and especially because my degree is in special education, elementary and special.
I love it.
So, I was doing the IEPs and putting together these individualized plans, but realistically, all these plans were wonderful on paper, but they were not necessarily practical because we did not have the support that we needed to enact, to actually implement the plans. So I got disillusioned by that as well. So there was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on.
A lot going on.
I'll just give a short version of kind of what I was going through. And it's crazy because when you asked me, how many children, I said one, you were like, a son. I was like, how did you know? And I think, I think, nothing is going to be perfect. There is no perfect. So there's going to be something. There is something with every school, no matter what it is.
Absolutely.
So don't go in thinking, a school's going to be perfect. It just doesn't exist like that. We're not perfect. So we can't imagine a system that people put together to be perfect. It just is what it is. So there's always going to be something. So we're not asking for perfection. We're asking for them to strive to be better.
Yeah, progress.
And progress each and every day.
Yeah.
But a certain level of attainment.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Basic level. Right.
Absolutely.
And so with that being said, having a son and having a young black male in the school system, as well as, y'all when y'all follow a very tall black male in the school system, I grew up one of three girls.
Okay.
So there's lots of differences from raising a boy and a girl. And as teaching, there are different styles, and you're nodding your head, which I didn't understand fully. From teaching a boy and teaching a girl, and how they react and how they respond and things of that nature. So long story short, they were saying that he was ignoring them in class, and he was ignoring the teacher, and he wasn't paying attention. And I was told that he had a reading deficiency. Okay. Now, before he went to that school, I chose a school. It was a specialized school. I chose that school for all of y'all who know. I'm not going into the schools, but for all of y'all who know me or have listened, y'all know what it is. I chose that school because he was so advanced. He had come from 4 years, three and a half years of Montessori. So he was already reading before he went to kindergarten. So I was like, oh, we cool if we do this, so now you're going to tell me 2.5, 3 that he's deficient? Like, how that happened? Because I sent him there ahead of schedule. So how he's... Slow down. So that was one. So what I did is I took my 2 coins, I rubbed them together, and I brought him to an outside system and had him evaluated and tested. Well, they didn't tell me he was on the 3rd grade level reading. They told me he was on the 5th grade level reading. So what is the disconnect going on in the classroom? So you're nodding your head. So I have a young brown boy who is at this point taller than his teacher in 3rd grade.
Threatening.
Thank you. I wanted it, and so as a mother, and you said the parent thing, the importance of the parents in the process is vital, and that whole story was said because if I did not take action for my child, my child would still be in a very bad situation.
Absolutely, that's what I said when I wrote the book and we released it in August. I said it started out as a rant. I was very angry. I was upset that parents were not as involved as I expected them to be with the process, and almost were playing the blame game. And I've been teaching for a long time, and I thought at first that it was just this 1 or 2 parents, but I see that it's a culture for some parents. And what I say is, when you drop your baby off, your brown baby who is taller than the teacher, and you disengage and you walk away and you say, okay, y'all do your thing, and then I'll pick him up when you finish. You give away your power. You give away your power. So what you did is you took your 2 coins, your power, and you said, I hear you, but nah, I don't think so, because I know what I've already done.
Right.
I know the investment I've already made. So I can, I hear you, but let me get a second opinion, and let me, because I am an empowered parent. So that is critical when it comes to not just our brown boys, but our brown girls.
And all children.
And
all
the
children.
kids.
I'm just giving you my experience.
Absolutely.
But all children.
All the babies that are entrusted into our care, you know, whether they are African American, Asian American, Hispanic, all of the kids that are entrusted into our care, it is important. Okay, the teacher came and said, okay, we did an evaluation and this is what we believe. It is important for you as a parent to say, I hear you, but I want to double check that.
Right.
Yeah. So, and that's what helps our kids. The partnership between our parents and the school, the whole school. I'm talking about cafeteria workers, those that come, retired teachers that come and help out in the afternoons. That partnership is critical.
It's critical. And I'm going to give you how that story ended, and then we're going to take a break, and we're going to fully get into your education process and how you think, and your book. Again, she has a book, Teach Your Own Kid, Teach Your Own Kid. Schools can't do it alone. Where can they get your book?
Go right to teachyourown.kid.com.
I love it.
Yes.
Teachyourown.kid.com. Now, short version of how the story ended was, well, we're in close contact with our children every day, so there's certain things that we may take for granted. With that being said, my child hears on 40 decibels. You're nodding your head. 40 decibels is the edge of hearing loss.
Absolutely.
But it's okay at 40.
Yeah.
It's still acceptable.
Yeah.
So nonetheless, where do you put the tallest child?
At the back of the room.
You put him in the back.
Yes.
And guess what else he needed? He needed glasses to look at the board.
So he can't hear and he can't see. So you say he can't.
You're saying he's ignoring you.
Yes.
And now you're you have put him in a lane.
Yes.
And treated him as bad, but not just you. Every class, because teachers talk.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You develop a reputation, right?
And guess who figured it out? The next year. One of his male teachers was like, I was calling him on the schoolyard and he wasn't responding to me. And I was like, what are you talking about? And so that day I took him to the doctor and he had his ears checked and they said he hears on 40 decibels.
So glad somebody figured it out.
Girl, you know, I took... Anyway, let's just say he's at a different situation. He's at St. Augustine High School. He's in the 8th grade, and he is in honors with a 3.5. So that little boy in 3rd grade that they said had a reading deficiency is now in an honors program. My point in this conversation is to pay attention to your children and make sure that you are actively involved and make sure that what you know about your child meets up with what they're telling you. Don't let anybody just tell you anything and just go for the okie doke. Because if I would have had the okie doke in 3rd grade, we'd have a different situation.
He'd have ADHD and he'd be in a special
and they put him on some medication and all this other stuff.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, it's a good life. Pay attention to your children. And we are going to make sure we're teaching our own children. And we are here with Ariane Jallow at Hype Academy. She got me hype up in here. Y'all know I love the children. She got me hype up in here. Oh, look at Cindy Wynn. She's on the other side of the studio. She came to visit me. I love her. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with Ariane Jallow. I had to tell the story. I really did, because I didn't even think about how it has changed since he's been in a different environment.
Okay.
But oh my gosh, what if I wasn't paying attention? Come on the video over here. Come say hi.
Good.
Come say hi, y'all.
Look at Cindy.
Wait, how many days we have left?
Vote for Cindy Wynn.
9 more days.
9 more days.
And tomorrow you can still early vote.
That's right.
Today
Yes.
And tomorrow. Yes.
Are they open today? Because I thought maybe it was a veteran.
No. They're not open today.
Okay,
They're
so
open
tomorrow.
Because
Tomorrow's
today
the
is
last day.
That's why it started a day early.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
they are not open today, but you can vote tomorrow.
That's
Tomorrow
right.
is your last day.
Go.
Yes.
That's right.
Are you making commercials? What are you doing up in here?
Yes.
Just doing. Oh.
We're actually,
I'll play with you when I get off
We're
there.
actually purchasing a package of
Go Cindy.
So-
She's taking over, y'all. She's taking over.
Yeah.
Actually, I had somebody call me about you yesterday, and they asked me, actually the day before last, and they asked me, do you think about Cindy? I was like, oh my gosh, I love her.
You haven't dated.
I was like, oh, I know. I was like, where do you want me to start? I was like, anything you need, she will figure out a way to happen. She may not know anybody, but she will find someone who knows somebody to make it happen.
I'll figure it out.
Like I
We'll
told you, 2
figure it out.
coins put together. She will go find a grant to put the 2 coins together to rub together to create the $5 to then get her in the door to go. I'm like, how do you make these connections? But she does. She does it each and every day.
Kids. You better.
better.
That's the only way I can survive and shop.
You better figure it out, right?
She makes it happen each and every day, so we're glad to have her stop in the studio. Oh, I feel like I'm so special.
Oh yeah, you're special.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I can't wait to get back on the show.
I know. Hurry up and win.
So yes. So
Oh no, when you win,
when I
baby.
win, can.
Win, win, wins.
You're gonna be out of.
Oh no, I'm
out
still.
of pocket.
I'm not.
Do y'all hear that?
I'm not gonna be
Do
out
you
of pocket.
hear it?
She's gonna be
She's
right there
not
with
gonna
us.
be out of pocket
Yep.
when she wins.
Nope.
Good.
Imagine
Good
that.
stuff. Good stuff.
Nope.
Still
nope.
wants to live the good
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's how now you guys not to have to deal with a crazy council person. And y'all don't want to deal with crazy. Y'all
You're not
know,
crazy.
I gotta be balanced, y'all.
Yeah. Yes.
Right? I gotta be balanced. I'm only human.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
it is what it
My
is.
water. Is this my water? Yeah, this is my water.
So
Oh, water. We miss you. Say hurry back.
Ooh.
Doing a
Yeah,
jump.
that was good though, as far as the story about your son. Awesome. And see, that's what happens is a child has issues, the teacher thinks he's ignoring, and then the parent doesn't step in and say, I know this about my child. Hey, Pierre. I know this about my child, right? Hey, how you doing?
Zero complaints.
And so the child continues to go 4th grade, 5th grade, and then by the time he gets to middle school, they think he's being disrespectful.
Oh no,
Right?
no, no! That's okay. I'm not gonna say this on the air. We're gonna say it the last
All
minute.
right, honey.
It was to the point where he had to take the folder to go to each class.
Oh, he had a
Where,
bit.
like,
He had a behavior improvement plan.
girl, I was like,
Yes. Yes.
my child came home in tears saying his teacher doesn't like him.
Yes.
The counselor, he and his
Wow.
counselor had to write 3 things that they wanted the other person, the child, to work on. His was, please stop embarrassing me in class.
Okay.
Please explain things to me nicely when I don't understand.
Okay.
And please stop screaming at me.
Wow. I'm screaming because I don't even realize you can't hear, but I shouldn't be screaming,
I was like,
right? Wow.
my child's thing was, please
Wow.
explain things
That's
to me
heartbreaking.
nicely.
It's heartbreaking.
Ain't that what you're supposed to do? So then I was one of them parents that I'm at every field trip. I'm at
Okay.
everything. So why are you here?
Yeah.
Now you have an issue with me. But then guess what? They had a what do you call it? An assistant in the class.
Okay.
And she was like his best friend. I was like, God sent her there because she loved him. They
Okay.
got along amazingly. And it was just crazy because, when teachers have conversations, it becomes
yeah.
everything. So I went, girl, I am that mother. So I got a book about teaching boys.
Okay.
Got the whole chapter about how when, they may find a boy threatening of different colors and
Oh, yeah.
heights and stuff. And I was like, because she used to be like, but he's so tall. And I was like, but he's 8 years old.
Yes.
I don't care how tall he is. He's still 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
your issue. That's not his.
Yeah.
He can't help how tall he is.
Yeah.
And so I made a copy and I sent it to everyone. The principal didn't like me. But let's be clear, when I got that information from that doctor, I had a meeting with the principal and all of the teachers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I want to make sure this goes to all the extracurricular people. PE, library, everybody. And I talked to the nurse.
That's good. That's good stuff.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Freedom Friday, and we're here to open your mind. We are living the good life right here on WBOK 1230 AM. We are opening minds to living differently in the world with love, tolerance, compassion, and understanding for ourselves and everyone else. We do that right here weekdays at 11 a.m. Make sure you tune in. You can go on tglradioshow.com to watch a show, see what I have on today. Oh, it would be a TGL t-shirt. You can get that right. You can get that right there online as well at TGL Gear. We're going to jump back into the conversation because I want to make sure I have every second of this last segment to have this conversation with Miss Ariane Jolly. Ayala of Hype Academy. She started her academy because she just had some disillusionment in being a teacher in the school system, and found that homeschool environment was a little bit more adaptive to your beliefs and your teaching styles, correct?
Absolutely.
And so with that being said, I want to jump into this book. I love this book, and y'all need to go to teacherouronkid.com.
Yes.
Teacherouronkid.com and get this book. Schools can't do it alone. And y'all heard my personal testimony. On Fridays, I give a personal testimony. So I give my own personal testimony about my child, and if I didn't pay enough attention to him in the 3rd grade, where he would be. But where he is now is he is at St. Augustine in 8th grade in honors with a 3.5. So, you know, if I would have listened in 3rd grade with them saying that he was remedial or something, if I would have listened, he wouldn't be where he is today.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's get into the book and, you know, some of the points that you make here. What brought you to read it. What brought you to write the book?
To write the book, like I said earlier, it actually started off as just a rant. But what led me to it was the frustration that I felt. I felt very frustrated that so many parents at that point they would come in my office, because at this point, of course, I'm no longer teaching in the school system. I'm actually running Hype Academy full time. And I would have parents, right? I would have parents that would come in for tutoring services or help with homework assistance, or they would come in to place their child in our private school. And I found so often that they were blaming the teacher before, or they were blaming the principal, or they were blaming, my child can't read because, they didn't teach him how to read. And they didn't teach him. They didn't teach him how to count money. So, we go to the store and he doesn't even know how to what change he should get.
Teach him how to do it. Play Monopoly.
Exactly. So it's that kind. It was like I said, it was a culture. It wasn't just one parent here, one parent there. So it is a culture of parents who have said, and this is not every parent, and it's also not to vilify parents, right? But there is a culture where parents take their hands off. And we have become so accustomed as parents to just giving our child to the school for those 6-7 hours a day, and negating the fact that we've had them 4 years leading up to.
I'll say what you don't want. I'll say what you don't want to say. People use it as a babysitting service.
Absolutely.
I'll say it.
Absolutely. And they look for the aftercare program to hold them a little bit longer. And trust me, I know that parents have to work. However, it has to be a partnership. The teacher cannot be the one doing everything.
We're the first relationship that they have in their lives.
Mom, Dad, you're the first relationship. Before I even get the pleasure of meeting your baby, he's been with you at least 4 years. Before I even get the pleasure of saying, hey, buddy, what have you done in those 4 years? So that's where the book came from. I decided that, okay, I'm going to stop complaining about this because it was frustrating to no end. I said, I'm going to stop complaining about it, and I'm going to put it in writing. Like I said, it started out as an angry journal entry of sorts, and it turned into more of, hey, we are both in this together. I want your baby to succeed just as much as you want your baby to succeed. Let's work together, in a sense, co-teach, co-parent. So I'm not saying, hey, take your baby and do what you need to do with them. I'm saying, let's work together, right? You do your part, and then I'm going to do my part as well.
So what is our part? What does our part as a parent look like? Since, at the beginning of your book, you talk about we are our children's first teachers.
Absolutely.
And we are.
Yeah.
What does that look like, especially in those first 4 years before they enter, the school system, I don't know.
Pre-K3, Pre-K4. Yeah.
Because I personally believe 0 to 6, or it might be younger than that, are the most important years of your life. You learn everything. You learn how to walk. You learn how to move your body. You learn an entire language. There's so many things that you learn.
How to have relationships with people.
Yes. Connection.
So that is exactly what the parent is responsible for. So there are many parents who understand that those are the formative years. I've got to do my very best. I've got to give them the very best shot, because that during those first 3 to 4 years is is when our children are sponges. They soak up every single thing. So reading to them from the womb, reading with them in the bed, counting money, counting toes, counting fingers.
Count everything.
Count everything, right?
Right.
So you're building their math skills, you're building their reading skills, and you're introducing them and exposing them to language and computation and all of those skills that they're going to need later on. So that is where the parent has to start. The parent has to start before I even get to school. So by the time they get to me in pre-K 4, first grade, kindergarten, they already know how to write their name. They already know how to recognize their name, unless there are some kids that have disabilities, and that's understandable. But by the time that baby gets to me, he or she should already be ready to go. But so many of our kids, early childhood learning, so many of our kids are starting school behind, and they play catch up. Think about what it means to play catch up. Do you ever really get caught up when you have gaps and you're learning new information? So I have gaps, right? I don't know what I should know, and then on top of that, I continue to get new information daily in the classroom. Do I ever really catch up? And then you come to people like us at Hype, and you have to get extra tutoring services, you have to get homework assistance, because there are so many gaps that he can't keep up in class, right?
Yes,
so that's the responsibility.
Exactly.
Yes. So that's where it starts. It starts before they even get into the classroom. You are your child's first teacher, and then not just first, but you continue to teach. As they get into the classroom, as they get in high school, you are still your child's first teacher.
Girl,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And whether we pay attention or not, they are paying attention.
Yes.
To everything that we do.
Yeah.
Relationships, how we spend our money,
Yes.
finances, everything. They are paying attention. So, and speaking of paying attention, learning styles.
Yes.
I want to get into this, and so much I want to talk to you about. But I want to really get into learning styles and how they affect our children, because we talk about that on The Good Life all the time. Like, children learn differently, and I make fun all the time, because I said I used to have straight A's. And they know I had an issue with perfectionism, because I was like, it just came naturally to me. But I always got a C in conduct because I talk too much. I'm like, but look what I do now.
Look what you do.
But that's my point. Yeah. And we dissuade children from doing the things that come naturally to them, because we don't have learning style and understand where they're coming from, so that they can digest the information, better for who they are.
Yeah, you just made the point for me. You made it very clearly. Those things that we are uncomfortable with. We're uncomfortable in a traditional classroom with a child who continues to talk and talk and talk. I have one child, I will not call her name right now, but one of my teachers, Miss Shana, knows exactly who I'm talking about. This baby, when I say 50 times a day, we have to say, Mama, sit down. Mama, have a seat. You do not need to pop up out of your seat. And she talks and talks and talks. And we were on a field trip the other day. We went to visit Loyola Law School, and she was with us.
Hello.
Yes, exposure.
Yes.
Right. So she's just talking and talking and talking. And one of the other students commented that she does not. She just doesn't listen. She doesn't listen. I said, well, that's because she talks so much. I said, so what it is we have to help her to learn how to temper that. Temper it so that you're not always talking, that sometimes you listen, right? But we're not going to shun her. We're not going to label her ADHD. We're not going to put any labels on her. We just know that is the gift that God has given her. We're going to help her to learn how to temper it so that she can be productive.
Because when she's an anchor on somebody's news desk and she is
Absolutely.
talking, y'all will be like, she was at Hype Academy.
Yes,
exactly.
she was at Hype. Yes.
I'm going to claim it for her right
Yes,
here when
I
she's an
claim
anchor
it.
on somebody's news desk. Exactly. And so, there are people listening right now who are like, you know what? I love her spirit. I love her energy. I really, think that there's a connection here. Or even if they just want to look into it to see if there would be a good fit for their child, how can they go about learning about Hype Academy?
Sure. Go to hypeacademy.com.
Easy.
Easy. You can also call 240-HYPE, 240-4973. So you can reach us on the website if you just want to go and look at some of the things that we offer, we provide. Go right to hypeacademy.com. That's HYPE academy.com. And then, of course, for the book, teachyourown.kid.com, no S.
That is teachyourown.kid.com. And I know this is the time of year that people start looking for schools for the next year.
Absolutely.
So are you filling up? What does that process look like?
That is a very good question.
That's why I do
that's
this.
That's an awesome question.
Thank you.
Eileen. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, girl.
We actually just got approved in March to be a full-fledged private school. So yes. So what that means for us and for our community, which is the reason we did it. The reason we did it is because now those parents who are looking for opportunities to do better by their children, they can now take advantage of the Louisiana Scholarship Program to attend HYPE, right? So take some time, get to the website. It's enrollnola.org, enrollnola.org. Go there, look for HYPE Academy. When you start filling out those applications, choose HYPE Academy so that you can possibly get a scholarship, because we are very limited as far as space. So if you're looking for a spot, get on that website.
Y'all better get on it so your child can be hype, because I am hype up in here. Y'all know how I feel about the children. I absolutely adore them. And you know, children learn in different ways. They receive. It's probably for you, because I don't believe in coincidences. So you are listening to me right now and Ariane Jala of HYPE Academy right now for your child. So make sure you reach out. That is hypeacademy.com, hypeacademy.com. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. That is at TGL Radio Show, at WBOK 1230, because we will be posting all of her information. They're going to have so many links there, they're not going to know what to do, because we're going to have HYPE Academy. And we're also going to have the link to your book. I was blessed with this book today. I'm going to read each and every page of it because I love it. And maybe we'll have you back so we can kind of really get into a full conversation of the book.
Absolutely.
Y'all love kids. I just don't know what to do with myself. But I know what you all should do with yourself. You should enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your children. Enjoy your family. It is a good life. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. We're out. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to tell Instagram bye first because I want to go see Cindy make her commercials. See y'all later, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. She's all excited. Y'all hear up in here?
That is so awesome.
Yes.
She's excited. Thanks so much for tuning in, y'all. We appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you. Oh, go get your t-shirts. TGLRadioshow.com. Go get your t-shirts.